Roundtable Podcast. I'm your boy Corey G at Small Arms, Danny at Trey Speed, and the graphic gangster himself, Cole fucking Susak. We got on the show today the Guinness Book of World Record Holder, Lunge Mile, Mr. Ben Knight. Welcome to the show, Ben. Whoa! There's a lot of people going to be interested about this episode. First, I want to comment on Trey's outfit. Trey has got a very nice vintage zip up with a beater under it and with a chain and afro
out.
just up enough.
Yeah.
This shit is legit.
He also has like the pecs pop.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. Is that
a max effort life beater?
Oh
yes,
yeah.
yes. All right, Trayvon, looking fresh, my dude.
For all your NFT honeys.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good morning. Clip that motherfucker. Hey, yeah.
I told him to put the banana emoji with it.
Whoa.
Yeah, just saying.
Yeah.
If he's gonna go that far, and just go ahead.
Yeah. Fuck. All right, cool. Ben.
Good talk.
Now the peanut gallery's had their share. All right, Ben. Talk about. Let's go all the way back. When did you start lunging? Really start to understand that one, it was going to make an impact in your life, fitness, whatever it be, and then I know it's been like 1,000 or 2,000 days. So, but let's kind of start there, and then we'll dip back into your past here and there. But I want to start like, yo, I'm going to try this lunge thing.
Great question. I started the lunge thing back. We're the same age.
Yeah.
And kind of mutual friend.
Are you 44? 43?
I'm 43.
Okay, you're about to be 440. Yep.
Okay. It started back when you were doing your 40 days, 40 challenge, lunge for 40 days.
Yeah.
I saw that. I'm like, man, I'm about to be 42. I can do that.
Hell yeah.
I'm an old man, but I think I can do it. I was running a little bit at the time, but I needed something a little bit more. And I was like, I'm not going to wait till 40 days to start.
Yeah.
October 25th, 2018, boom. That's when I started.
That's when you started.
And I haven't stopped since.
Fucking sick.
Today was day 14-14.
No shit.
14-14.
So
I mean,
That's pretty cool.
707 miles or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I've done a mile or 3/4 of a mile many times, but
yeah.
So where could you lunge to?
I mean, from Detroit, like I'm in, I start in Detroit. I look at this, I'm like, I think I'm down to like Chattanooga. I mean,
that's fucking amazing.
Like, Jake's like, at Nashville. He's like right behind me. Like, hey, dude, I'm right here.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
Epic.
Why do you think, out of all this stuff, because you've been athletic, it seems like pretty much your whole life, right? So it's like between running or training or lifting weight. Why do you think the lunges is what locked you in?
It was like weight training and cardio. You know what I mean?
That's why I love it too.
It made me stronger and made me, lose weight essentially, and build muscle. So it gave you both. And the mental side of it is just something different. So
you think with your schedule too, the fact that you in theory could do it anywhere helped?
100%. My first 500 days, I would do it anywhere, any time of the day. And then it wasn't until Jake and I kind of talked about what he was trying to do, and that's when it was like, okay, every day at 5:30 a.m. or no later, I'm going to be lunging. So it was like the last 1,000 days or something, it's been roughly every day at 5 a.m. I'm lunging no matter where I'm at. So pretty cool.
Good. Danny?
When did it start getting like easy for you? Because what did you start with, like 400, or did you just hop right in the?
Always 800 from day one.
Okay.
I mean,
with that.
day 3, day 4 was crazy. Everybody says. I mean, it's a painful thing the first week, but
first
again,
like 12 days really.
The month, the challenge, like you just get through it mentally. You just got to get through it, and yeah, I mean, it's.
I'm like curious about some of the variables that you threw in the equation after it became easy for you. Was it like some interval work? Was it weighted stuff?
Weighted vest and time, trying to do it for speed, and when it all kind of goes back to Jake because obviously
you came to support when Jake tried it too, which was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I never met him.
Yeah,
I mean, I was
he
there.
Showed up that
I mean,
day.
literally, I was almost in tears on the track when he didn't get it because I know how much time and effort we put into it.
Yep.
It meant a lot, and it sucked that he didn't get it, but I kind of use it as motivation. Maybe I should try for it. And here we are. So, but it did get easier. After you're doing it for so many days. So I put on a weighted vest, and I rocked, a 30-pound weighted vest for 195 straight days.
That's what I was.
Yeah.
And on day 196 was my 1,000th day in a row, and I went for the mile.
Fuck yeah.
And that day was also a pinnacle that we've shared, and there was another change after that,
So what's funny is, Ben, is before a lot of people knew about this, I wore a 40-pound vest for a long period of time like that. And I made it a mile with a 40-pound vest once, 3/4 of a mile with 80 pounds. And I never timed them like you guys, but I ended up competing in a bodybuilding show at 165. So I got super – it was probably the leanest. I looked like I was about to die, like my glutes. Like I was fucking the leanest, but – that was what I was doing. So it's funny that you were at 35. So like that 25 to 40 pounds, I think is
total.
It was a big difference.
Yeah, and because we're so light at that point too, right? You weigh like 170 or something like that.
180.
Yeah, 180. Okay, so it's like I felt when I took that bitch off, weighing 165, I was like, I didn't weigh 165 since I graduated high school. I was fucking flying, bro.
Oh yeah.
It was wild.
It's amazing. So I wore the vest on that 1,000th day from my walk to from my house to the track.
Okay.
And when I got there, my buddies were there, and I was like, "Let's go!" Took that thing off.
And went.
I mean, the weight is like unbelievable, and you literally fly. So, Jake's been doing that, and I want to keep pushing him on that, and wearing the vest as much as possible. As I think that's definitely a game changer for him. So
Good. Cool.
So when did you start chirping at Jake? Like when did you find out that there was another guy roughly around the same length as you trying to push it just as hard as you? When did that all happen?
I never was really pushing it. My whole thing was just my streak.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Day 500.
Just being dedicated.
I tagged Corey. That's it. I didn't know any of you guys, and Jake hit me up and was like, "Hey, bro, congrats on day 500. I'm 125 days behind you, and just so you know, if you miss a day, I'm gonna catch your ass." And I was like,
sounds about like Jake.
My man, holy shit, I didn't realize that anybody was as crazy as me besides maybe Corey to do 300 plus days of lunges. And
my ass fucking missed my streak because I fell asleep one day. Like that's like I came home from that meet at 303 days, fell asleep at 8 o'clock, and woke up the next day. It was like, oh, there goes my streak.
So I was like, oh shit, I don't want to miss this streak up, and Jake, I said, well, what's your end game? And that's when he said, well, on my 550th day, I'm going for the 1 mile world record. I have no idea this even existed.
Right.
And I was never going for time, none of that. My times were probably 20 to 22 minutes for 800, which were good.
No, that's solid.
It was kind of like that of, oh my gosh, this guy's gonna shit. He's gonna steal my thunder. Not my thunder. I didn't even know about it, but here he is. He's trying to be the best lunger in the world, and that's fucking sweet.
Hell yeah.
So him and I started conversing after that, and via Instagram, and how I could try to help him with his training, and he was doing shit all the time, and I was trying to push myself as well, just to because the times he was posting were amazing.
They're insane.
I couldn't believe it. So I just kept doing it, and pushing myself, and kind of hitting him up, and again. So
were you guys basically talking about what he was doing, and then were you also going and doing the same thing?
Maybe not the exact same thing, but I was definitely into that song.
Yeah.
Of throw it up and.
That's right. Because Jake used that
in the time, right? That song is means a lot to Jake and I.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because that song is key, and
what's the time on it?
The song itself is about 6 minutes and 11 seconds, but the time you need to be is 6:04, 6:05. You just need to beat that song 4 times.
You gotta beat. Yeah. Throw it up. That's amazing.
I mean, when I started it,
it's so good.
I had about 15, 20 people around. I'm like, hey guys, don't judge me on my choice of music here, but this is the best song in the world for this.
It's so
good.
Yeah, it's so interesting for people who don't know. Jake listened to "Throw It Up." That was the only song he listened to
Yeah.
while he was lunging, and he knew whether or
knows
not
his
he was
time.
on pace by where he was at on the track by like the
Song.
placements in the song. Yeah.
That's so fucking.
That's such an awesome way to gamify it. Like,
Yes, literally.
like,
beat, throw it up.
Yeah.
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 Beat it, you know. And what's funny is like, you know, when I did my mile, shit, I was almost around the second turn, you know, the first turn, and the song was ending, and it was, you know, that means I did it in 5 minutes and 40 seconds or so. My first lap, I mean, I
Yeah,
killed
That's
it,
blazing.
and you know, so I
What's your
knew
fastest lap?
I was
Trey?
ahead of it.
For the 400,
Yeah.
I did 6:15, and then 800 I did 12:30.
Danny,
It's so good.
for what?
fastest lap.
Like fast
Yeah.
lap, like 7 or low 7s. I don't know exactly.
Mine's 7:07. What was
I
your?
have no idea. It's
And
probably
you
like
went
2
5
minutes.
fucking.
I can look
40?
it up. I just don't know off the top of my head.
It's probably slower than.
I took a
mine.
full scoop pre-workout.
It's irrelevant.
you
It's
did
slower
it.
than yours.
Not right before, but yeah,
Sorry,
I mean, full scoop of pre-workout to the.
Oh.
I like the
100%.
fat burner before lunch.
Yeah.
That's really like what would lock me in for like going for time. It's
It's-
fat burner.
Yeah.
It's
facts.
all good for sure.
So I want to talk about day 500, right? And then we talked about this in the gym a little bit yesterday. So Ben goes and tests and does the record, right? And what I told him when I saw him
Day
in the,
1000.
or day 1000, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't want to take 500 days away from
No,
you.
it's all good.
Day 1000, he goes and beats the record unofficially. So your boys were hyped up, whatever, and I felt bad because you show love to me, but then what I did was I chirped back and said, go fucking do it. But then I tried to explain to him when he was in here that that's our culture, because we got guys that own world records, right? We got guys that have records, but they have to do it on the platform. And so because Jake, and this is part of me being like Jake's dude too, he set it up and did it. I didn't think he couldn't do it. I just wanted to push him to go do it, which now is also going to push Jake to
Like-
go back and do it.
Yeah, to like officially set up.
To officially set
get
it, because
yeah.
if you can, don't just say you did it. Because I can't say like, well, I thought I had the world record. I ended up being number 2. But we'll talk about that. It's a different. But anyway, I went to go do it. We just read the sheet was rounded up.
the fucking sheet was right.
They
like,
fucked us.
They,
Still a bitter
yeah,
subject.
Yeah,
So bitter.
We got fucking bamboozled.
It's like you killing that and then
No,
knowing the
I-
track was off. Anyway, my point is that what I love, Ben, and I'm gonna give you your flowers on, is you responded like, all right, I'm gonna go fuck, and then you smashed it, bro.
Yeah.
So all the respect in the world from all of us, every guy in this gym that understands what you just did. But if you don't go do that, then it doesn't feel that way. To me, that's like a gamer mentality. You were like, all right, motherfucker, like, I don't know if you realized that it wasn't in a disrespectful way. It was in a challenge way, because if you really got that, you should own it. And Jake has to come and fucking beat you, which is going to push him. So to me, it was like, I'm glad I did that. And I knew maybe you probably didn't take it the way I meant it to be, but the reality was it's the same as you worked out with me every day. I would have said the same fucking shit to you to push you. And hopefully that might have made you want to do it more so or not. I don't know. But I wanted you to go prove me wrong or not prove me wrong, whatever. You know what I mean? Because I just wanted you to go try it, because you obviously beat it by like a minute, didn't you?
Exactly. They awarded me exactly a minute.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
So you killed it.
What was the time you had to beat, and then what was your time?
Yeah.
25:21 and .11 was the time to beat, and I did it in 24:21:11.
That's
Like they
fucking
awarded
flying.
me to the minute
To the
better. Like my stopwatches weren't that. They were over by a second. So but I think because I went a little bit longer in distance, which I did on purpose, because it says on the qualifications that you need to lunge through the finish line.
Smart.
And part of the deal was of why Corey called me out was actually I didn't officially break it or unofficially break it, because I only went 1,600 meters. I didn't even realize at the time that you needed to go 16:09.
Oh, really?
I mean, I
didn't
did
know that either.
realize that, because Jake had to go that. I knew that in my head, but like I only went to the finish line instead of the extra 9 meters or 9.3
the way the
or
track's set
whatever it
up.
is.
I gotcha.
So when I did my mile, I made sure that finish line was like 15,
Yeah.
lunges after that. So I think they awarded me a second or two faster because I actually
That
went
makes sense.
further, which they actually made me verify a second time that particular distance that I went, and I had to produce a second video, which was great because one of my guys was behind me with his cell phone, and he actually sent me that video, and it worked out great because you can see me cross the finish line, and then you can see me do like 13 extra lunges, which they're like 3 feet. That's that's more than 9 meters, well more. And so I think that's
that attention to the detail, though, to make sure they can't take it from you.
Well, I remember Jake had the roller, like the
yeah.
yardstick.
Oh,
roller
yeah,
or
like
whatever.
the people
he
doing
went out
the
and
road.
measured it. He said.
Yeah, he would
and he
walk all the
measured
way
it
around
like
the track.
many times. to
Yeah.
make sure it was on the dot.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because the build-up. And the one thing I think that Jake, and I don't know how you did this, but, like, Jake had a lot going on that day, too, instead of just doing it on a Tuesday like he normally. Did you kind of take that approach, or did you make, like, a big deal out of it with everybody?
No, it was as normal as possible. Like,
smart.
I'm ready to go today.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, every day, as long as I'm not sore, from doing it yesterday,
Yeah.
I'm ready to go do the mile right now.
I like it.
And like, if you were to say, dude, back it up, let's go tomorrow morning,
You
like,
could.
if I was here,
Yeah.
I think I could do it again. No problem.
that's
I would
the
break 25-21 again.
That's
no problem.
the mentality
I think.
that we take with the lifting. Like, that the guys could go this Saturday to a meet. Any of these guys that fucking train at 4 a.m. could go and fucking smash a meet. Trey, gonna go squat 500? Cool, next Saturday.
Saturday.
I know that you are. It is actually planned for next Saturday,
Yes, it is.
but he
He's
could do it this
unbelievable.
Saturday if he needed to. So my point is that's the stay ready. This is just
Yeah.
me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I fuck with it.
every day, I'm ready to go.
What are you Are you staying at 800? Like,
Yeah, since it's been almost 100 days since I did the record attempt, and I've just kind of gone easy, 800,
an easy, fast 800.
Has there been
Today, Jake and I mean, we did it roughly 18 minutes. We took literally, because he was wearing his rucksack, we took a minute break probably, not by really choice, but we were pushing it kind of hard in the first lap, but we still did it in 18 minutes, and he had a 15-pound ruck, and
That's good. He certified that Travis was legit too, because Travis came here from car. Travis
I've
Cogsworth.
seen him. He's
Well, and he posts some pretty good times.
100%.
And he's in really good shape. He's a professional mascot, which is amazing. I didn't even know that existed.
Listen,
But,
that's amazing. I mean, if we've rubbed off on somebody, I mean, like,
Oh, yeah.
to do it, to go after it, great. That's why I'm pushing Jake. I mean, I've had my light. It's fine. I got to prove to my little boys that Dad did it. It's all good.
Did you get like a big plaque thing?
Not yet. It's
Yeah.
it'll be coming. I'm trying to be humble. You're trying to be very humble about it. With also when you're raising little kids, and they're boys. I want to raise them right. I want them to be humble too. So. I've said it a couple times, in Instagram posts or whatever, like check my fucking stats, homie.
Yeah.
Like
Yo,
the
My
facts
favorite
are
was
the
you
facts.
said Google. What did you tell me?
Google me, motherfucker.
Yeah. And it says it
I
right
just want to
there.
know, how does it feel to know that you're in the fucking Guinness Book of World Records? That's got to be cool as fuck. Because
Yeah.
I know if I had the opportunity to break a fucking world record,
Come on,
I'm
man.
fucking doing
we
it.
We need to find like you
That's
know,
what-
like
yeah.
There's so many
That's
you
what
can
I'm
do.
doing. One
Yeah.
that called Shrugs.
Yeah. Dude, I
We
would
need
fucking
one.
put that in my
Shrugs.
Instagram bio, world fucking record holder.
Yeah.
Sup?
Donnie Traps, the biggest traps in the game.
Fuck yeah.
Shrugs for reps.
Yeah.
we need. Yeah.
There's got to be a world record after I can
Yeah,
break.
like without
Dude,
setting
what's the dudes on YouTube that break records all the time? The Cam
Dude, perfect.
Newton
guys?
did. Yes,
Oh,
yeah,
the-
the Dude
yeah.
Perfect. They got like 100 million world records, bro.
Well, are they? But they're like breaking like made up world records. I feel like.
Well, they are, but they're still in the Guinness
Like a
Book.
one-on-one.
We ought to be able to find.
See,
a
oh
couple
yeah,
made
yeah,
up-
oh, yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I
No,
mean?
you're right.
I'll put that shit in my
Yeah.
bio too, bro.
Yeah. But all right, hold on. Let's go back to lunges. You said that Jake certified Travis is a real lunger.
Yeah.
Can you break that down? Because a lot of people say, "What do you mean? What's a real lunger?"
And I agree. I like this question because it's funny. Jake and I were talking about it this morning. Jake is not afraid to call a motherfucker out. And I
Well, that's a
love
fact.
that. I love that,
Jake-
because he
Jake's
does
classic.
it for me.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
sometimes I'll do it. The only times I'm on there is when I'm fired up and I'm on pre-work, and I'm lunging. That's it. But the rest of the day, I'm very humble. I'll stay off of it. I want to be in the background.
Travis, so my answer to that is that Travis was here in person and lunged with Jake, just like
Yeah,
you
it's
did
great.
today. So to me, it's like Jake lunged with him, sees his time, sees the way he moves, he touches his knee, whatever. So
Yeah.
I just said, Jake, was he legit? Super legit. Cool.
So going back to day 1,000, and when Corey and I, when he kind of got at me a little bit, it wasn't that the coach in him and you and the certified godfather of this lunge game,
Mm-hmm.
is you got to call me. You got to say go do it, dude. Don't just, say you did it, but you got to officially go do it. And that part I respect 1,000%. I love that. Like that's awesome. What got to me, it was just disappointing, and I thought you were questioning my character and my form and how I did it and how I was touching my knees and how I was doing it. And that's what got me so upset was because I called Jake about it. I was like, Jake, like he's questioning the way we're doing it because I did it the way he did it. I watched him do it, and I was like, I'm going to do it like he does it. It's the official way. And that's the only part that got me disappointed was, man, he's like questioning my integrity here. It'd be like somebody questioning my streak. Like there's really no way somebody's going to be right next to you or there's not a content guy with you every day to film your 800 meters. So it's integrity based, and that's what means the world to me. And that's what I thought you were questioning. And I was like, shit, man. I mean, now I'm going to do it. I'm going to fucking do it.
That's fair. Yeah, well, I just was like, no, motherfucker, just go do it. Yeah. Because then there's no question. And then that shuts it down, which is, by the way, what you did. I like the response, though, because it's just like me, calling a dude out in the gym that's taking a weight that doesn't take it maybe as, like, fucking aggressive as he should. No, motherfucker, take it again. Or you think you can take the board number? Go fucking Saturday and beat it. You can be a top 10 list. You can take this. You can take that. Or you're not showing up for workouts. Where the fuck you at? It's the same type of thing. Like, that's my role, right? Sometimes people take it that way. Some people take it the other way. But the fucking real ones do exactly what you did. Just go fucking show up. and that's where the ultimate respect comes from a guy that's been doing it as long as me. Because obviously you don't compete in lifting. Now you do, just in a different way, right? And I think that might be part of it is that we're so competitive here with most people exercise, bro. We don't exercise. We fucking train. It's different. You know what I mean? Like, I've been competing every quarter my entire life pretty much since I was like 17 in something lifting specific. So I think that's where that kind of comes from. But if I don't do that, I still think you go do it. But I think you did it with a little bit more of a chip on your shoulder, and I can play that. I don't mind playing that role because I'm proud of you, dude. You fucking killed it. And I think it's going to push our guy, who obviously I care about too, just like you. So it's like I see Jake because I actually physically see him all the time, right? We see you 3-4 times a year. It's like one of those things where now I know Jake's turned up, and you're respectfully cheering him on, which is awesome, right? No one wants their fucking record broken, but records were made to be broken too.
You all have your time and place.
Yeah. What I like though too is that he's gonna have to really fucking break it because you push the limits on it, and in the back of his head, he's gonna know this motherfucker could come back and get another minute or 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think there's multiple things that'll push Jake, and I told him I thought he needed to be lighter. I think that Jake's a big motherfucker, bro.
He's huge.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a big
fucking
6'8", fucking 230, whatever. He's a big dude. And I'm like, bro, you need to weigh like 215.
He comes in, I'm stretching on the mat. He comes and he's like, he helps me out. I mean, he just like picks you straight up. What the fuck?
Well, it's, so I'm excited to see what David Goggins took him like 3 times to break that record, right? Or something like that.
Pull-up one.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of guys aren't as successful the first time around like you were, Ben, but I think like all of that played a part. The 35 pounds, is that what you said?
30.
30 pounds. The 30 pounds for 190 days, I mean, your metabolism had to be astronomical.
I don't eat great.
Yeah.
I mean, I eat whatever I want.
And you're fucking ripped.
And I love it. I'm 43 years old. I eat whatever I want.
Yeah. You look young, in shape, feel good. Hormones is up. Like that's what a lot of people don't realize is like all that leg training, it changes your body. I bet your metabolism's as fast or faster than when you was a kid.
No doubt.
Right?
No, I mean, I'm way better shape than when I was 20.
Isn't that crazy?
For sure.
And then in your profession, let's talk about your profession. So you're one of the main reps for Grayson Clothier, right? Which is a high-end golf brand. How is that? Because I know they had like a clip of you like on their Instagram, lunging in New York or Chicago.
No, it was in Detroit.
In Detroit, okay. Yeah. And so it's like, how is that level of discipline and fitness, which we already know this answer because we all feel it, but I want to hear you like transferred over into that with the way people either know about it now or respect you, deal with you, ask about it. Like, how's that fit in?
I mean, he was like, where are them pants from?
Yeah.
I mean, that answers the question right
Yeah.
there. I mean, Grayson is high end. It's a nice apparel brand.
And if you're in shape, it feels amazing, bro. Like, I fuck with the clothes.
It's really good, really strong. I mean, it definitely makes you want to look your best, and do a little bit of training or do whatever. But honestly, it's such a great brand, and it's growing so quickly. It's getting out there. We're not just made for the skinny guys. I mean, we don't want that perception. We're made for everybody. And it's definitely helped me stay motivated to want to stay in shape, because I want to be presenting for them as best as possible. And they push me too. There's a team behind me of people there that really care about me and want to see me succeed, and they respond and push me and put that platform out there for me too.
That's cool.
They're motivating me as well. So
how has the accounts interacted, or do they know about the lunch? That's what I'm getting at. Like, how is that transferred over into the business part? Like, people knowing that when Ben walks in, this guy's accomplished something like this. Like, did you feel? I don't know. Like, does it feel any different?
Some people know. A lot of people know.
Yeah.
I mean, because you grow close to your accounts.
Yeah,
I mean,
of
that's
course.
how you build business and build your brand, right? You want to, grow and have comp growth with your accounts. So building that relationship and making it as personal as possible. I think you're a guy like Treadway, right? He does a lot of that interaction, maybe with some sports teams and stuff. He, build that relationship with people, and really, help build that brand, and they're gonna ask you personal questions about what
That's
you're doing. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're 43 years old. How are you doing it? And again, in just conversation, things come up about what you are doing, lunges and or what have you, or on Instagram, they're seeing it, or if my company's talking about it, and they're wait a minute, I just saw you in an ad, that's where it's, starts to get recognition. So
The know, like, and trust. So it's like they know about, oh man, this guy's got some like extra discipline going on, right? They like you because they're rooting for you, and you got a personal, and then they're trusting, like, this motherfucker's just backing up, like he's just about it. To me, that is a huge part of why my business has done so well, is because I live it to that level. And even though it's not golf specific, but I think it's so disciplined and so regimented that I don't know how anybody can't respect it that works with you, and then wants to have even more success, in my opinion, with you.
I think the most important thing about what we do is the way you've titled it, Lunge and Learn.
Yeah, agreed.
That's very important. I mean, there's days out there like where I'm with Jake and we're just bullshitting.
Yeah.
Or there's days where you want to listen to some music and just stay hyped from when you were working out earlier.
Yeah.
But most days you're by yourself out there. You're in your own mindset, and you're trying to learn.
Correct.
I mean, you do this on purpose. You don't go lunge with us. Like, I'm like, why doesn't Corey come lunge with us in the morning? Shit, I'm in town. How the fuck is he not lunging with Jake and I this morning? Like, but you.
I'm in my own world.
Yeah, you're focused, and that's your time.
Yep.
And that's where it translates to the business and makes me better, is I get to think about my day, think about what's going to happen in my conversations later on down the road.
I wish I could prove this, but I feel like that your body, like the endomorphic release, the
runner's high.
the flow, the runner's high, it's almost like you reach that, I'm going to say, a little sooner with lunging. And I could never really read a book when I was a kid. I didn't realize till after I graduated high school that if I listened to music low, that I needed to confuse my brain to even let it retain it. But for some reason, when I was in that state that we create through lunges, it all soaks in audio-wise. And I just started becoming like way, way better. Something is going on in that, and I don't know if it's just me, but I don't think it is. But that's where it became real, like, magical.
It's
for
a
me.
real thing. I mean,
It is a real thing.
It's a real thing. You're learning about yourself when you're pushing 800 meters as fast as you can go, as hard as you can. You're going to learn a lot about yourself real quick. And
Yeah,
for sure.
Take a break.
Yeah. We'll go.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we're good. Keep it going. All right. Well, fuck it. Fuck Treadway.
Fuck it, we're running.
One thing that I
I
keep,
shouted Treadway out.
Yeah, he's good.
one thing I keep thinking about is the word confidence. So you strike me as just a confident person, just in general.
Hey, I want to. When
That-
you walked in, that's how I felt today when I saw him. That's why I
Yeah.
complimented.
Well, I
on
mean,
his
look at
look
his
so many
fucking
times.
swag
yeah,
right
no,
now, too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good.
I'm wearing a
Yeah.
cashmere
Yeah.
sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah, what up, player? Hold on, let me get the gold chain off. Yeah, go ahead, Danny. Great question. I love it.
So yeah, where was I even fucking going?
Yeah,
well,
confidence,
so
confidence.
The first part of it is going back to the lunges and when you went for the world record. So like going into that day, like were you? I don't even say worried, but like were you confident, like knowing that you were gonna beat it?
100%. I was confident I was going to get it as long as I was healthy, the weather was right. I had the right person telling me that I wasn't going to get it. It was my 8-year-old boy, Brandon. He was like, Dad, you ain't going to get that record. You
That's
know?
hilarious.
And I was like,
That sounds like Andy.
Yeah.
So literally, I'm on the start-finish line, and like I'm about to go, and I noticed him coming around. It's 5:30 in the morning, right? You know, it's dark, and I noticed him come around the track, and like my kids have never seen me lunge in all these days, right? And
That's awesome.
And I was just like the juices were flowing. I was
that's
like, 'cause
awesome.
my older boy was with me. He walked with me. He wanted to be
Yeah.
with me the whole time. And Brandon come walking up. I was like, oh, the boy that says I ain't going to do this, you know. And I was. So, anyways, it
That's
just
hype.
yeah. So and I was always confident. My best friend Dion. No free shout-outs again.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on. I watched the show.
Yeah.
You know, he pulled me aside afterwards. He's like, man, he's like, I was kind of nervous. I didn't think you were going to do it because you don't always do a mile.
Yeah.
Like, you really never do a mile, to be honest with you, unless it's like a significant day, like day 1,000 or
Yeah.
2,000, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's-
200 or whatever. But I would always do 3/4 of a mile, and I knew in my head, if I can do 3/4 of a mile in about 18 minutes, you're damn going to get better
Yeah.
than 25 minutes on that last lap. Like, if all I got to
Facts.
do is let it go down.
Yeah.
And my kids are there, you know, I'm going to make it happen. So
You put yourself in that position to just say, I can
It's-
make mind over matter.
it's going to happen.
I fuck with that.
On my 2-year anniversary, I tried to do it. I failed. I got like 26 minutes. I had some people there. Those people came back. I wasn't going to fail again, you know, like I was going to do it, you know.
That's awesome. And then does that translate over into the golf world for you too? Like, have you always been like, is that kind of a natural fit where you feel confident in that like group of people, or?
You better be confident on the golf course, or else your game's just going to go down,
Yeah.
right?
Golf swag's interesting.
Yeah, like if you step over it and you have second thoughts, or you're not like
Fucked.
in the
It's
zone,
true.
dude, you just back away. You
Yeah.
know, like that's a quick little lesson right there. It just back off, restart, and be focused on what you're doing. You know, and that's it. Definitely will help your mindset with golf for sure.
Yeah, because like where I'm getting at is like, because like how many boys do you have then?
3.
You have 3 boys. Because like, how do you teach it to somebody, let alone your own boys? You know what I mean? Like, how do you bring that out in them?
That's a great question. I mean, you gotta lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think that's
Not what you say, it's what you do.
What I'm doing, you
Mhm.
know. They got to do it their own way. Golf is so unique. Life is so. Everybody does things differently. You can have the similar paths and things like that, but you got to go about it your own way. Sometimes you got to just lead by example and let them go. I mean, I'm just trying to be the best I can be. That's
Love
it.
Love it.
That's great. I like the fact that one of your youngest was one of the ones lightweight hating is fucking hilarious, because that's how my kid would be.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
At the game on Saturday, Annan walked up to me and was like, "You suck."
yeah. Anna talks smack to everybody. He asked me
Just
whenever I
shit.
came down the first time with this gold chain. He's like, "What? That costs $1?"
Yeah.
Like, he just always a hater.
Like, what does
bro.
that even mean?
I know exactly.
I
So
think
funny.
it's because they're on their games and they're behind mics a lot, so
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
used to talking crap
Oh,
like
yeah,
on their
yeah,
games
yeah.
and
No,
stuff.
that's true.
So like when we walk in, they're
He
like,
talks all kind. Oh, he's always talking noise.
They
to his
learn at a
friends.
younger age how to
Yeah.
talk crap,
No,
and they're good at it. I mean, Brandon's
Yes.
like, you ain't getting that, Dad. Like what?
that's hilarious.
Come on.
Yeah, the other thing too is, Ben, as we get older, it's like, I don't know if it's 10 years from now, 50 years from now, whatever. You're gonna look at that thing on the wall when you actually fucking get it and be like, that motherfucker, like that was. It's gonna be one of the best times you ever can look back.
Totally.
Got it, dude. You know what I mean? And there's only certain benchmarks in life that I carry weight like that, but having a Guinness Book World Record on something this fucking difficult that this many people have experienced, especially like in our community, a gang of motherfuckers have lunged 400, 800. They know exactly how fucking hard it is.
Mm-hmm.
They can not touch their knee. They can half-ass it. It's still fucking hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you went and did it at this level, bro, it's something you should be proud of basically till the day you die, bro. 100%. And you showed up for your family. You showed up to fucking show out, beat the guy by a minute. I don't know, dude. It's just like something like, I don't know. I can't say it enough because I ain't out here trying to do that fucking record, bro. That shit is fucking difficult. Trey's a really good fucking lunger. He like to keep it up for fucking 4 laps. This motherfucker can keep it up for a couple laps. 4 laps is a whole different animal,
It's
bro.
an endurance challenge.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, it's really, really challenging. It's not, like I think we talked about it, or maybe it was Jake and I talking about it. The difference between maybe getting an 800-meter world record and a mile is going to be totally different. Because I think we're going to try to ask Guinness again if they'll let us do a half-a-mile world record.
I think a lot of motherfuckers would attempt that too.
Right. It brings a lot. There's exactly that. Yeah, a lot more people will do it or attempt it. It's not as endurance-based challenge. It's like just go out. It's pure speed.
Sprint.
There's it's a different one. And I think now that more people are attempting, like nobody really attempted the mile.
Yeah.
It's
grueling, bro. That's why. It took me an hour the first time I did one.
Yeah.
I was like, who the fuck ever? I was thinking to myself, like, why'd I do this?
I think it was Mitch, buddy in here. He's like, I just tried the mile the other day. I did 38 minutes. I mean, it's amazing, But I saw him today do it in like 7 something. I mean, the guy's flying.
Mitch's quads
the
look
miles
fucking
like
huge.
completely different because, like I said, like my like 400 and 800 times are fast. But like a mile, my fastest I think is like 39 minutes.
You're also a 1 in 200 guy, not a 400, 800 guy. You know what I mean? Like from a track standpoint, right?
So then, real quick, like just to tie it all in, like a question I had was like, what did you do for like recovery and shit like that for
Great
lunges?
question,
like,
Trey.
like once you got done lunging, like what were you making sure that you did the rest of the day so that you knew that you were ready for the next day?
Some ab wheels, first of all.
Yeah, there it is. Shout out to Ab Wheel.
In terms of recovery, obviously, tons of amino. I mean, that's the go-to.
Amino recovery, yeah.
I kind of feel like a crack addict with that stuff sometimes. I'm always like, people are like, "What are you drinking?"
And people that say branch chains don't work, I'm like, go fuck yourself. I've been taking branch chains for 20 fucking years.
It's a total game changer.
Yeah.
And pushing the limits on all this type of stuff, and that was my main recovery tool. So go fuck yourself.
So that
this motherfucker got the Guinness Book of World Record lunge mile. He takes amino recovery.
There's your testimony.
Flip it.
Go ahead.
shout out Max.
Yeah, shout out Max.
Wang.
Yeah.
So yeah, tons of amino recovery. Maybe a little bit of CBD rub. On your knees or anywhere where there's muscle aches. But again, you don't get really sore once you do so many 800 days in a row, unless you're really pushing the pace. But yeah, I mean,
800 weighted turned into the mile, or was that block, that 190 3/4 of a mile?
It wasn't 3/4 every day.
Okay.
So it was if you push for pace with the vest, only do 800.
Okay.
If you just want to do the days that you weren't pushing for pace, you would just do the 3/4 of a mile. So that way your legs were still getting
anything
that.
else, like to Trey's question, like massage or
like
cryo? Or
a really good friend of mine is into this form of massage called body tempering, and I know Jake's been messing with it a little bit. It's it's almost where they put really heavy weighted rollers on your back or your hamstrings or your quads, and you almost get rolled out like a bread. But kind of the idea is that they leave the weight on your quads or on your legs or on your hamstrings, and the blood releases, goes away or whatever, and then when you pull it off, it repools.
Got it. It's kind of like voodoo floss in a way, yeah.
So when I get real sore, I'll do that with my buddy Brian, and that's really about it. I mean, a lot of stretching,
Do a lot of hamstring stretching.
Yeah,
like
you'll see me every morning. I do those standing deadlifts, or is that
stiff legs,
stiff leg deadlifts or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's really about it. I mean,
do you do anything pre-lunge, or do you just hop in and go?
I do, again, some stretching, and I typically the track is, really not that maybe from here to the freeway from here from my house.
Oh, that's why your son could walk over in the morning. Okay, that makes sense.
Exactly. So, but I make myself not go on a straight line like through the grass. I'll walk around and I'll jog around, so I'll get my heart rate up a little bit, my legs loose a little bit before I do the lunge.
Okay.
You know, I'm not a heavy weight guy, so I'll do a little bit of accessory work maybe before. I'll do a little bit of the get stacked stuff.
Yeah.
Or dumbbell shred stuff.
Yeah.
And that's really about it. And then I'll go right into lunging.
Got it. Okay.
You know, but I was solely focused on lunges, and that was the difference between maybe myself and Jake at the time. When Jake didn't get, I mean, he's squatting every day with you guys. I mean, he's trying to help push you guys that.
We talked about that with him. Like, you to do this, you can't really worry about what your squat and deadlift's doing right now. Yeah. You can come back to. I said we're going to compete for years, bro. You're going to set this up again and do it. It can't. If your shit goes down 50 pounds, it really can't matter. You know,
it's such a lifestyle too. Like, I was sacrificing so much in my because I only cared about I if you guys were like, hey, let's shoot some hoops and stuff, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sprain my ankle and jeopardize my lunges.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm always thinking about it. It's always in the back of my mind, and I was purely lunges no matter what. And I think once Jake switches that focus, game over.
That'll be key. Well, that's why I quit playing like the over 30 sports. Like, me and Treadway do jump bros once a week, but the reality is, like, I quit playing in basketball leagues. I don't go fucking snowboard. Like, I don't do any of that stuff.
Hurt yourself.
Because I want to fucking squat.
I kind of want to watch you snowboard now.
I did. I'm going to lie. I kind of tried last time. And it was pretty fucking rough.
Ohio almost doesn't even count.
Well, you get to watch him play basketball. That's enough.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And you do come for that show early.
I do. It's actually the last
It's entertaining,
bro.
bro.
So good.
Shout out Jump Bros.
Shout out Treadway.
Treadway.
Yeah.
Shout out Treadway telling me I'm sorry, G, before he attempted to dunk on me.
He looked at me before that, too. I was like, yeah, what are you going to do, Treadway?
I just want to say, too, if you watch Jump Bros episode 4, I highly recommend that you watch the whole episode.
Okay.
Because at the very end of the episode, the last few minutes is Treadway and Content Kyle playing one-on-one.
Oh.
So if you want some bonus...
There's evidence.
Yeah.
That's bonus footage.
So if you want bonus footage, I highly recommend that you watch that episode all the way to the end.
So good. Trey. I like how much Trey likes Jump Bros footage.
Yeah.
It's epic.
So good. All right.
I was going to
go ahead.
So, like, a piece of advice for somebody who is just starting to lunge or even, like, thinking about lunging. Like, starting point, entry point, like, what is your, couple tips so they
This
actually
is editor
stay on?
Dan. This is editor
Form.
Danny getting
Form
exactly what he needs.
is the most most important is form and not trying to go for time. Like, don't worry about the time.
So quality
work on the
quantity.
distance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, start with 400 if you need. I mean, if you really want to push yourself, go to the 800. But I mean, you're going to get as much as you need when you're first starting on 400.
For sure.
If you feel like after a couple days of 400, that's not enough. You then go to 800. But definitely the form and not really focused on speed and just doing it right. Making sure the knee is touching the ground. You're resetting because it's a very strenuous workout. I mean, I've had. Again, my best buddy tried it with me one time. He could barely make one lap. Barely. But this guy rides the Peloton 5 days a week. And he just, like, kills it in these classes on the Peloton. Like, he's amazing. His legs are
But
yoked.
one lap.
But he could barely do one lap. His legs were so blown out. He wasn't going for speed or anything like that. But, like, it's just, it's so hard.
Yeah.
And if you really try to push it at the beginning, you could hurt yourself, and you're going to be sore, but that's good. You want to be sore. There's a difference between
being hurt.
Yeah, like overstretching it and doing all that. So that's why Jake, I think, is so focused on anybody who will tag us and they're showing themselves doing lunges and stuff. Mm-hmm. He gonna call them out.
Yeah,
because you got to do it right. If you're not going to do it right.
It is kind of overlooked because when you think about the stride, is it too short? Is it too long? Are they angling out? Because they can obviously, that's when you hear people say, oh, I have knee pain or something like that.
Can't do lunges. It hurts my toe. Wait, what? It's really
what? How's that work?
your big toe, or it hurts my knee. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always say it hurts your knees because your knees are weak.
Just keep doing it. Get to a point,
I mean, that's a lot of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Danny, anything else editor-wise you need to get out of him so we can use on the website?
I think that was it. Yeah.
Ben, where can everybody find you at? What's your handle, buddy?
SBenKnight14. You can support us at GraysonClothiers.com. You can support the CBD business we've got at simplified-cbd.com. But really, through my relationship with Corey, that's how people can find me, and that's about it. Again, trying to be humble about the whole situation. I appreciate the platform that you guys provided today and the respect that you're giving to it.
It's awesome.
But really, it's just another day. Like I said, tomorrow I'm ready to go try it again, and it will be broken. Records are meant to be broken, and just for now, it's there. And
is Ben lunge till he's 60?
I don't know. I don't know when I'm
That's what
gonna
I keep
stop,
thinking, because I'm not about to do any other cardio probably. So I just lunge for the rest of my life, I think.
I don't want. The streak was always the most important thing to me. So it's
that's how you got there.
Going to continue to do that, and that's what I'm looking for.
Impressive, dude.
Appreciate you guys very much.
Like I always say, ain't nothing given, it's all earned, and this dude definitely earned that. So, all right, Roundtable Podcast. I'm your boy Corey G, Small Arms Danny, at Trey Speed, and the graphic gangster himself, Cole Susak. Ben Knight, glad to have you on, brother. We out.